Yes.
Repeat. Repeat.
Cover the rugs when I pull down the shade.
Today, there are 8 things wrong with me today, and if you take 8 from 100%, that's 92, and that's a B, and a B is good. So if anybody asks me how I am today, then I know what to say. I'm good. Now, if you come to the spiritual growth group, we can make you 100%, and you can make me 100%. And today at 11:30, I'm going to bake Toll House cookies, and then we're going to have our frozen desserts, vanilla chocolate chip and chocolate chip. And, folks, did you hear about the minister who was so religious that even his contact lenses were stained glass? We're walking north on Park Avenue, past the Morano property. Now this is the sign that was put up on Tuesday, May the 30th. No parking anytime, and it's exactly what you need is a double arrow. Now we were given the parking ticket before this sign was put up. Now we'll back up. Okay, we're standing on Washington Street looking east. This is Park Avenue going north. This is East Park Avenue going south. Our car was parked right here. And we would like to ask the town board, since Moscadella here has an easement to have right-of-way to his driveway, that this section right here, north, no, that's east and north. No, east and south, southeast. That this area right here. Hey kid. Made for public parking because it does not block in any way the access to the garage. Now that sign is way far, too far to the right. The sign should be in the middle. There's plenty of room to get to the garage without having the sign way over there. Put this tree off. He would have done more if I hadn't got there in time. Too bad I didn't get there to stop this. Now here's a tree that's the way it's supposed to look. These are the trees that the town planted 2 years ago. I'll be glad when Queso gets out of here and stops parking on both sides of the streets. Yesterday I came home with grocery bags and I couldn't get anywhere near the front door. I had to park way down and carry the grocery bags 40 feet. This place was all covered with queso trucks. Harrison cat.
I see you went to school there? I went to St. Raymond's School and in East Rockaway, and I went to Chaminade High School in Mineola. You did, and then did you go on to college? Well, I went to the American Institute of Banking at night because I couldn't really swing college during the day. Yes, right. That's good. You deserve all the more credit, Jerome McDougal. And then what were your first jobs out of school? Well, I started to work at a bank, in a small commercial bank on Long Island called the Peninsula National Bank of Cedarhurst. And then I was called into military service for a couple of years. Really? Which branch were you in? Well, I was in the counterintelligence for the United States Army. That was a good experience. Well, I was going to tell you how he started his career and help you start such a career. Hi, Mr. Hall. How are you today? I'm just fine. Mr. Hall, would you tell the boys and girls what Ashland Oil does? Ashland Oil is a diversified company. Our main business is oil refining, manufacture of chemicals, and marketing. And Mr. Hall, the duties of the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, would you just tell the boys and girls about that? Well, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer is responsible for all of the operations of the company. And you just have to coordinate everything? Yes. You enjoy that a lot, I bet. Yes. Yeah. Mr. Hall, you were born where? I was born in Dallas, Texas. In Dallas, right? Did you go to school there? No, I went to school. See? Yes. And then, did you go on to college? University of Nashville, Tennessee. Well, that's not. Chemical engineering. Oh, really? Well, that was a good major, wasn't it? Well, it requires a lot of hard work in math and science. Well, there's no doubt about that. But it was a good background for what you're doing, isn't it? In town, you're very subordinate officers, and lead the bank through both the challenging economic conditions that faces in this country, and getting more and more challenging every day, I think. Now, Mr. Conway, you were born where? I was born in eastern Long Island, in a little resort town called Montauk. Yeah, and then you went to school there? I went to school for products. We make structural beams, which are used to build big buildings, like the Empire State Building. Wow. We make plates, which are used to build large ocean-going tankers and Caterpillar tractors and things like that. And we make hot, cold-rolled and coated sheets, which are sheet steel, which are used to make automobiles. We have 5 plants located around the East Coast. We're in Chicago, Buffalo, New York, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Steelton, Pennsylvania.
Well, boys and girls, this is Mr. Charles Reichman. He was going to be on the program and tell you about his career, but he went back on his word. His father is the chairman of Drymark Products. You know, the color crayons? That would be Drymark and Mr. Doodler and Buffalo and Colorman and 2500 series.
This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Hear these classical words of love found in 1 Corinthians 13. Though I speak with the tongue of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become a sounding brass and a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked. It thinks no evil. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. And now abide faith, hope, and love. These three. But the greatest of these is love.
As the guest this morning, the person who makes music in my life, Arvella Schuller. Welcome, Mrs. Schuller. Tell me, Arvella, what have you been doing this past week?
I have had one of the most beautiful weeks of my life because I went back and spent, about 4 days with my mother, who is 89, lives alone, planted her garden, planted cabbages, and picked asparagus out of the garden for me, still scrubs her floor on hands and knees, and drives her 57 Chevrolet around town. Of course, people sort of get out of the way for her, but fantastic person. We had beautiful days together, and I'm so thankful to God for a mother like that.
What was the single most significant gift your mother gave to you, for which I must be grateful, I'm sure?
Oh, it's our faith. Our faith. There are 7 of us, very, very poor on the farm. And all 7 children now with their families and their grandchildren, all of us have embraced the faith. So it was the faith in this farmhouse that was the rich, rich heritage, plus the investment in music, in art, in beautiful education. This is what they gave us. So we didn't have matched dishes. We didn't have matched silverware. Our table was in the country kitchen. Always there was room for somebody else, but around those tables we communicated on tremendous love. Discipline, but love. So faith, that would be the first and foremost.
So there were 7 children. You were one of 7 children.
I was the oldest daughter.
Plus your father and mother. That made 9 of you. Did all 9 of you eat around one table?
Oh, yes, and always a couple of extra people.
Which produced one of the great crises after we got married, because you baked a pie.
And I cut it in 9 pieces. And that wasn't large enough for somebody who had a 1/6 of a pie and probably 2 pieces.
My mother baked pies and always cut 6 pieces out of a pie. Doesn't everybody cut a pie in 6 pieces? Isn't that done all over the world? And was my home that freakish? I got married and she baked the first pie and cut it in 9 pieces.
And what did I tell you? Do you remember?
Yes, I'll never forget it. She served me that little piece and she said a dessert is meant to leave a sweet taste in your mouth, not to fill you up. Right? I have never forgotten that.
And who has the weight?
And I have never, I don't think, really totally comprehended it.
And who has the weight problem today in our household?
I'm asking the questions today. I am asking the questions today.
I didn't agree to be up here. I just sort of received this assignment when I got home yesterday.
That's right. So you're working for me. Every time in the history of this ministry, if I have a problem, I'll either get my wife or one of my kids. And that's how we got this ministry going.
And I never remembered to read the small print in the marriage contract.
I didn't read it myself. What are you referring?
Oh, good.
What are you referring to?
Oh, all the nice little assignments that come in marriage. And I must say that let's see, we'll be married 39 years this summer.
That's right.
So it's great.
So your mother is 89. Next summer she'll be 90 years old. She's planning her 90th birthday party.
Yes, yes. She has lots of things she wants to do. Oh, she's so busy. She
How old are
hardly
you?
had time. I'm going to be, thank God, 60 this summer. And I shall not only celebrate my 60th birthday, but it'll be my 10th anniversary from my breast cancer recovery. And so I'm really thanking God for that.
So tell us, what's it been like to be a mother? You know, here I am your husband, I'm the father of the kids, but I don't understand your life as a mother with those children. What's the toughest thing about being a mother from your history?
I have never thought about being the toughest. I would think that the word that I put on mentally, but put on my mirror and had to tell myself this every day was adjust. Adjust, adjust, because I came from an organized life and where things were done in you know, little packages and everything each day. And then to have to adjust because a baby was crying, and as a pastor's wife, it was a tremendous adjustment always, and still today, to adjust and to put away or be able to put aside what my schedule was for the day because the children needed me in one form or another.
Do you feel that most of your married life with Robert Schuller and as the mother of the 5 children, do you feel that you've had to give in most of the time to the pressures of your husband and his work and your children and set your own dreams and goals aside?
I have set some of my dreams and goals aside, but I've never forgotten them or given up on them. And I think this is where faith comes in, because I committed my life to Jesus Christ at the age of 16 at the organ, thinking that my life would be one of music, probably never marrying, and then when you came along and you were such a fast talker, I never had a chance. And I just feel that God had a bigger plan than what I thought He had for my life.
Now you have 5 children, they're all married.
And 11 and a half grandchildren.
Is it different being a grandmother than a mother?
Oh yes, yes, I get to enjoy them and then give them home and go back to bed and sleep.
If you had one prayer you could pray today for your children and your grandchildren, what would it be?
That they could experience the joy, the happiness that we have in marriage and of a family, the bonding that we have, the love that is around. I feel very, very rich today because of our family. And again, I give God the credit, a faith in God. And if they can just feel that God's presence is with them wherever they are, their future, their dreams, their goals, God has a beautiful life planned for each of them. And my prayer for each of them is that they will discover that God's presence in their life every day.
Do you think it's going to be more difficult for your little granddaughters, like there's Jenny, who's 2 years old, and Christina, who's 3 years old, our little granddaughters, these pretty little girls? Do you think it's going to be more difficult for them to be a mother 20 years from now than it was for you when you had little babies 20 years ago?
I don't think so, not if they keep focused on the priorities and focus on God's dream for their life. They'll have changes, and I have had tremendous changes in my life. There was no electricity when I grew up. I was not at all prepared or trained for the life I have today. But God's wisdom is sufficient. It's there, and the focusing in on Him. He has the strength, the wisdom. He gives that. That's His promise. So this is what I pray for my children, grandchildren. Isn't that great? I just want to say this one statement about marriage, and I especially speak to the young couples of today. Become a team. Become a team. Spend time with each other. Because when your marriage is strong, you don't have to worry about the children.
That's the truth.
And for young mothers, be willing to adjust and laugh. Laugh at your own mistakes. Make humor a part of it. As important as prayer is, it's also important to laugh with each other every day. So have a laugh, have a compliment each other every day. And this man beside me has always complimented me, and he continues to. And wow, we all need that, don't we? So may God bless all the young mothers today, and you have a fantastic life if God is in it. And God holds our future, doesn't He? So God bless you all. Thank you.
I want to share with you this morning what is an enormous passion within me. It comes from a Bible verse, Joshua chapter 24, verse 15.
Virtually every communication to the public.
That's fascinating. You like it, don't you, Jerry?
Very much so.
Yeah. You were born where, Jerry Haybeck?
I was born in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
And you go to school there?
No, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and went to high school and then to college in Atlanta.
You did?
Yes.
And what did you take in college?
I majored in psychology.
Psychology? Was that a good help for what you're doing today?
I would say so.
Yeah? And then what were some of your jobs when you got out of college?
Well, I was a civil engineer for the city of Atlanta for a while and a parts clerk. That thoroughly captivated me.
And some of your other jobs up until you became chairman and CEO of Apple?
Well, I had a rather varied career. I went into business for myself. I was an automobile dealer for a number of years.
Really?
I even entered politics. I was a New York State Assemblyman, and then I went into the manufacturing business. We've manufactured special heavy-duty trucks, and then back in the early '80s, I associated myself with the Apple Bank for Savings, and
there in one of their oil refineries. Then I came to Ashland and worked in oil refineries here.
And how did you get your first promotion?
Well, I was given the opportunity to run a business that we had purchased.
Oh.
Yes, and
Well, that's nice.
transferred to Houston, Texas.
Oh.
And then after that, I was given several other opportunities to advance, and finally became the chairman in 1981.
That was in 1981.
To Montauk Grade School, and was valedictorian, then East Hampton High School, and was valedictorian.
Oh, good for you.
Colgate University.
Oh, that's nice. At Colgate, you were the valedictorian?
No, not Colgate, at Montauk and East Hampton.
Oh, okay.
Colgate, I was fourth or fifth in my class.
Well, very good. And then what were your jobs when you got out of school and all the way up to being chairman of Siemens?
Well, first I went to the United States Air Force during the Korean conflict.
Uh-huh.
And then after that to Yale Law School.
Did you?
University Law School.
Good for you.
And then we treat our customers properly, that we give them good quality of products and good quality of service. So it's up to the chairman to sort of set the stage and establish the policy which all the people in the company should follow in order to be a well-respected, a good, and a profitable organization. Buffalo, New York, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Steelton, Pennsylvania, and Baltimore, Maryland. And we produce about 16 million tons of steel each year.
Oh, very good. Thanks, Doug. Would you tell the boys and girls what the Millipore Company does and is?
Well, we're a company that markets and sells and also develops filtration equipment on a worldwide basis.
And that's what kind of